I'm scared to be healed. I went to the holiest place on earth to beg for it. To beg for a specific painful thorn finally be pulled out of my chest. To stand before the prophet and have my soul stitched back together by Allah. And I came back more broken than when I left. I dropped back into the real world, straight back into the grinding noise of work, bills, and endless responsibilities. And I felt completely numb. The bad thoughts started to creep in on me. I started to feel that in fear that Allah might have forsaken me. So like I always do, I crammed my face into the work, buried myself alive in the craft, hoping that the physical grind would drive the bad neighborhood in my head. Pouch full of tools, back aching from stretching vinyl over body lines, drowning in reality. And right there, laying the bottom panel on a car, looking at the screen, propped up right on that tire, I saw Theo Von break down. I saw my guy crying and whispering a question about the book of John that hit me like a physical punch in the gut. I refused to just look away. I needed to hear the raw truth, straight from the source. Hearing a story from the Christian Bible didn't alienate me from my faith. It woke me up. I'm a proud and blessed Muslim, and my faith mandates me to hunt for beautiful words and profound wisdoms wherever they live, to find my personal truth. In fact, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, gave us this exact blueprint for this exact layout when he stated, "Convey from me even if it's one verse, and narrate from the children of Israel, for there is no harm in doing so." So when I looked at the story of Jesus, peace be upon him, standing before a man who's been paralyzed, laying by the pools of Biesta for 38 years, I didn't see a different religion. I saw a mirror. Jesus didn't just wave a magic wand and said, "Ta-da, you're healed." He looked the man dead in the eye and asked him a question that cut through 38 years of excuses. Do you want to be healed? And right there on that screen, I saw Theo Von get heavy. I watched him break down and cry, whispering that he didn't even know why he felt that way. But sitting in the shop, I knew the answer. I know exactly why his soul was weeping, because I know why we fight to keep that thorn inside. Why would a soul waver when it's about to be cured of its pain? Why would it cry? Maybe because pain is its very last defense, a desperate shield to protect the conviction that are actively harming it. I'll tell you why we're terrified of being healed. It's the soul's warning. Why is the soul warning you? What is it warning you about? What if this pain, this consistent, gnawing, soul-crushing pain, is what makes us good? What if this compassion you have for other people was forged entirely in the fire of your own suffering? What if you heal and you become just like them? Like the cold people who can walk past a crying child and not feel a single thing. Like the people who can see the world burning on the news and just casually change the channel. Like the people who worship momentary comfort simply because the fire hasn't reached them yet. What if you heal and you lose the only superpower that you have? A man once said the skull between his ears was a bad neighbor, a ghetto that he couldn't survive alone. And he was right. But what is this bad neighborhood? Is it sadness? Is it trauma? Is it grief, loss, doubt, or absolute silence? Maybe each of our neighborhoods look a little different, but all I can tell you is this. It's the antagonist of our soul. It's the dark army of thoughts that battle our fitra, the innate, pure, and natural disposition that all human beings are born with. We all wear a happy mask to keep the people we love safe from the wreckage inside our minds and to cover the deep scars on the faces of our souls. But I didn't learn how to live in the bad neighborhood from a book or a celebrity. I learned it from my older brother, Abdul Rahman, servant of the merciful. Everyone here in America knew him as Jimmy. I remember I saw a scar right by his knee, and I asked him. I remember he gave me an answer that gave me the perspective, the true nature of Jimmy, what he was like as a human, and how he dealt with his bad neighborhood. When he was just a boy, Jimmy was a natural at demolishing pain. Jimmy could fall straight into a thick bush of thorns, and he can pop right back up, brush himself off like nothing happened, and keep running. Days later, he'd see a swollen wound on his leg. Press his finger against it, and the massive thorn would pop right out of his skin. He was so amazed by it that he literally sat there laughing, putting the thorn back into the wound and pulling it out again. This was the embodiment of Jimmy, and this is who he was, turning a physical puncture into his own type of entertainment, because growing up they didn't have nothing. Jimmy could take a wound and turn it into a joke. I couldn't do that. I took the thorn and I let it build me a house. I furnished it. I moved in. And I called it the bad neighborhood. And now you're here, in the neighborhood with me. You're not here because you want a cheap instant cure. Maybe you aren't even sick. You're just here because you're terrified to change. And this channel isn't about that instant magical ta-da moment. It's about learning how to live powerful inside your wound. It's about holding the hand of the child that's been walking in the dark, completely alone, and explaining to them that these monsters inside your mind, this anxiety, numbness, fear, these thick walls are not here to harm you. They are the psychological armor that your brain built to protect you from a world that surprised you with how dark it can get. And don't let the lights and the bright artificial colors of humanity fool you. The real monsters don't have sharp teeth and horns. They look like me. They look like you. Welcome to the bad neighborhood. Rest in peace, Jimmy.